I think primarily because there were two setbacks. One, the demonetization last year, November 8th, and the implementation of GST that hasn't gone well. But overall, the positives outweigh the negatives, and the world is watching. The allocators are watching India, though not jumping in with both hands and feet together.
Yeah. What do I need to worry about? Do I need to worry about inflation? I mean, you talked about in your notes about the possibility of getting to 8%, which, I mean, it seems, if anything, don't they want to slow it down? They want a cooler but more sustained economic recovery. And the second point I'd raise is the government finances aren't looking as chipper as they should be, are they?
Yeah, to the first question, I think 7.5 is achievable, especially after the structural reforms of the last 3 years. And more importantly, the PMI number in December has turned very positive, so it was 54.5, I just saw today in the news. And if that can be sustained and capital spending can begin again, then you will see a more sustained growth of 7.5%.
And the finances?
And the finances, yeah, they are, of course, in a deficit right now, and they've spent more than 60% of their budget for this year. So I think they will come across 3.5 to 3.6% deficit, which is higher than the intended rate of 3.2.
How much success is Modi having with his self-help policies like Made in India? Is it actually working or gaining traction?
I think slowly. I've seen not a big capital investments being announced, but I think slowly, gradually it's getting there. But a lot of structural reforms in terms of laws have to be put in place before it can really gain momentum. And I think that's where his next effort is going to be.
And the tax policy has been a deterrent to a lot of multinationals, I think, who have looked at India. And of course, there are some, like I think Vodafone, that have had problems with it in the past. I mean, is there any evidence that from a regulatory perspective, the country is becoming more attractive for inward investment and multinationals who might be interested in expanding there?
Yeah, so you're referring to the DTA, which was a case a few years back, but I think those, more or less, those treaties have been renegotiated, including with Mauritius. And I think those issues are mostly sorted out, and some clarity has emerged from the income tax authorities, which is much better for foreign investors.
And a couple of things that I guess hit home. India's an importer of energy. The oil price has spiked. What do we think the impact is going to be on growth from that? And of course, domestic inflation around agricultural products is another big issue.
Yeah, so I think we alluded to the risks in the current environment, and I think watching both oil prices, WTI and the Brent, I think it's concerning, especially if it goes over 70. I think it will be very concerning that India, being an importer, how it will deal with it. So I would think that that's probably a big risk. And as far as Reserve Bank is concerned, I think we are at a level where interest rates have bottomed out, and it's taking a more hawkish stance. So those are the probably two macro risks for India this year going into 2018.